Good morning. Well, we've changed gears a little bit. We're doing some work in one of our other yards. We're putting a bunch of bins up on hoppers, and we've got a couple of 6,400 bushel hopper bins that we need cement pads underneath them. So at the yard where Peter and Dylan live, we're going to be building a big 84-foot long cement pad so we can put 4 bins up. So we got to clear that area so the cement guys can come and do that. Dylan and Peter and Daryl are busy doing that, and me and Parker are actually going to head out with the Swathing. Our oats has really come along in the last couple days, so we're going to head out and cut a field open to see how close we are. So we've been able to keep this area nice and clean. It's made the yard a lot bigger because a lot of this stuff that we had parked out here and such is now back here. And the grasses, we've been keeping it nice and short. I'm hoping I can fit through that hole without having to move that header. It's gonna be close. Crops have come a long ways. We got our canola around my yard here. It's starting to ripen. We're gonna have to swath that field for a couple of reasons. Well, if we do decide if we wanted to spray it to kill the weeds and to kill the canola, it's a bit close to the yard that I don't really want to. I don't want trees dead, so I'm probably going to swath it. And there's a lot of weeds. That we had chemical that didn't work, and so the weeds got a little bit out of control. And so we have to do something with that field. So that field could get swathed next week as well. And yeah, crops are coming along really good. We've had a bit of a cooler week this week, which has been great to work outside, but we didn't think that the crops would be turning as quick as they have been. So here's this is actually the first field that we seeded, and we don't think it's quite as ripe as the field we're going to head to, but we're going to we'll see what that other field does first. It was seeded all within the same time, but were there different conditions or rain or whatever, that field just seems seems to be coming along a little. It came along a little bit quicker than this one. So once we cut into the field, we'll get a better idea. I don't know what it is about oats, but it's like you can walk the field and you can think that it's dead, right? And then you cut the field open, it's like, oh no, it's still too green. So it's okay if there's a little bit of green in the stalk, but we don't want it to be too green because it takes longer for it to dry down for us to combine. How to do this? Yeah. I know how to push dirt. done about 80 acres here is what I've got cut out. I'm hoping that, well, I'm gonna go over a little bit. I'm hoping we can get this done today. It should take us roughly a little over 3 hours. And it is 2 o'clock. So if all goes well, you're up for it?
Yep.
Right on. Field looks pretty good. There's lots of straw. Lots of straw. The heads look like a decent size. And we never once ran out of moisture, so they should have filled out. But we'll see. This stuff will have to be in the swath for roughly 2 days, and then roughly 2 days, and then we should be able to combine it, depending what the weather's like. So it's Friday the 9th, and hopefully Monday we can start the combines up and get them going in here. So. Alright, I got Parker going here. Everything's been squared off, the headlands have been done, and everything seems to be working pretty good. Field is good to go to cut. So I'll let him go, and I'll go back. We got other stuff to work on in the yard. Guys are still busy working on that, clearing that area in the yard, in our one yard for that cement pad that's going to get built. And I'm going to go make sure they get the semis all ready, so that if Monday, Tuesday we can get going, that we have a few things that need to get done on our Super Bees, some bungee straps and some stuff like that, simple stuff, but it needs to get done. So I'm going to go play around the yard, get some of that stuff done while Parker swaths, and if he needs help then he'll let me know. But I think he'll do just fine. Alright, we'll see you later. Good luck. Sometimes it's all depending on where the sun hits it, but sometimes it looks like the stuff's a lot greener. You have the odd green patch, but the heads are, for the most part, completely ripe. If we wait too long, then they shatter on us. So. See how this goes. Okay, on these Super Bees, we got a front trailer, rear trailer. These tarps aren't the greatest. They're quite faded, and this might be the last year we get out of them. But we have no way on the front here that you can see this. Typically we had a bungee cord that plugged into here. That way it helped you unroll it, and when you roll it up, the cord would pull it back into place, and there's nothing there. So there's a new style out, and it's a cable thing that attaches to the front here, and I'm gonna try and install that. During harvest, when you're trying to roll the tarp up and you're having to roll the back, and you come to the front and grab that bar and throw it across because it doesn't want to go on its own, that sucks. It takes a lot. It can be quite aggravating. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Hopefully that works, that new system, and that I think is all that these trailers need. All right, so these are what I was talking about. They get mounted on the front, and this is on this loop here. Hooks onto the front to the tarp. It's got a spring in it, and it helps pull it in, helps close it. So yeah. Oh, okay, let's do this. This pipe is too short, so what they did is they gave me an adapter. This plugs into there, and then it'll give me, I gotta figure out how it goes. I think it goes like that. I'll have to figure that out. But I think that's how it goes. And then the cable comes around here. To keep this holds the cable on, I'll put it screws through there. And yeah, so I gotta cut this piece out, take the tarp off a bit so I can weld this on there. I'm gonna let that cool down before I mount the rest. But I'm gonna mount my spring on the front, and if that works, the rest of them should go, shouldn't be too bad. So. There, now make sure it's level. Okay, that's that. I gotta screw that plastic piece on, and then I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, that worked awesome. That is much easier. At first I was wondering, why 4? Why can't I just have the one in the front and the back I move it? But when you are rolling it up, it's a bit of a pain in the butt not having one in the back either. So I have to mount one here, there, and there. So we'll see how that goes. It's a little bit trickier because I gotta take these cranks off, but I also don't have to weld, so. Okay, I got this one mounted. It was a little trickier because we have a different back on it than what actually should be on there, I think. It's a Michaels, should be a Sherlock. Not sure what we did, but it works. But I had to mount this a little bit lower. And the problem is when the cable comes around here, it wants to go on this side of the ladder. Not a big deal, but it definitely makes it a lot easier rolling the tarp up. Makes it really easy actually. And this came apart easy. I took this bolt out, hammered this off. It came off easy. The hardest part was drilling those holes, and that wasn't too bad. That one on the other hand, for the back tarp, I'm gonna have to add heat. I can't get this crank, I can't get it to come off. I'm gonna have to add heat or something to try and get it off, but that one's gonna take a little bit more work. But front one is done. It's supper time. I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat, go see how Parker's doing, bring him supper. Well, he's trucking right along. It's got to be down to about 50 to 60 acres, maybe. We won't finish tonight, but he's done good. I've got him some supper. I'll do an up and down while I'll drive while he finishes, while he eats. I'll have to tell him that we normally do 3 or 4 headlands, not just 2, but this'll work. Here, I'll let you sit and I'll drive while you eat. Oh man, it's squeaky. It wasn't good enough while I was gone. I guess this extra weight in here makes it happen. It's a big swath.
That whole south side there was like flat.
Flat. Yeah, it's all wild those too.
Yep. So it wasn't even cutting, it was just scraping.
Lots of piles. Alright, I'm going to get him to make an extra headland here, just gives the comment a little bit more room to turn around at the end of the field. Something I've been very surprised with is the cracks. We got some fairly decent cracks in the ground, and from when we seeded this field till now, I'm gonna guess we've had in that 12 to 14 inches of rain. So it's not like we've had quite a bit of rain. So I'm very surprised that we have the cracks that we have. But that tells me that as long as we don't get a lot of rain before we combine this field, we won't be fighting mud, at least on this field, for harvest, which is good. So means driving the Super Bees on and off the field is a possibility. We won't have to split them. And that is something that we've done in the past when the fields are a tad on the soft side. We have 4 semis and we split all of our both sets of Super Bees. We'll split them and run four smaller ones. Turn myself around here. We'll run 4 small trailers instead of 2 well, double Super Bees. Less weight, easier to pull in the field, and yeah, but we'll see how this goes. But that would be awesome if we could do that. It's yeah. Well, I'll take you for a little walk on what we're doing here. There's a big hole there. Last year there used to be a building there, and Peter and Dylan, they tore it down, got rid of it. It wasn't much of a building, so they cleaned that up. And this bin is barely on cement, and we need to do something with it. So we're actually going to lift it up, put a cone under it, and same with that bin. And these other bins we're going to get rid of, and we're going to open the yard up. We're going to push these back, run the bolt bins back there on a cement pad, and just open the yard up. Yard is awesome yard, just a little bit tight for Super Bees and big equipment. So we're gonna open things up, change it, and with that, sadly enough, we have to get rid of some trees. So yeah. Are you having fun yet? Good. Okay. I went out and checked a couple more fields, and looks like all of our oats as we hit them, they'll all be ready. So we're gonna keep that unit going, and we're hoping by Tuesday we can start rolling with the combines. We got a few more things to do, just small little things. Trailers. I brought that back one. I ended up getting that crank off. I heated it up and hit it off. So that trailer, I should be able to finish that thing up no problem tomorrow. And yeah, just a couple little things here and there that we need to just go over with the equipment, and then we'll be ready. So hope you enjoyed it. We are swathing. Harvest is right around the corner. Crop looks good and we're excited. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and have yourself a good one.